Hello again, this is Robert Veach here, and this is my video review of a dash cam which has some very nice features on it. This is what comes in the package: the camera itself, glass lens, the actual mount, a dual USB 2.4 amp cigarette lighter with a US plug, a shorter cable for charging it with the USB port using this or in your computer, and then a long cable 11.5 feet that allows you to charge it in your car using this USB port on there. Frequently asked questions booklet and a user guide filled with how to use the device itself. The mount, it's very simple to use. On the bottom of the camera you can see a slot right there, and if the camera's picking it up right there you can see the slot, and then this lines up one way and then slides along and locks in place just like that. And then you could adjust the angle and you can tighten it right here so that it doesn't move anymore. And then on the bottom here you have your typical lever that will move the suction cup in and out, locking it on your windshield. We're going to test that in my car. Now, one of the first things I'm going to go over is some of the specs of this. This uses an IPS Sony sensor. It uses the Sony IMX323 sensor, and the reason why that's important is that it has very wide dynamic range, and it uses a high-end internal processing chipset, the 96658 series, for the internal processing. The processor itself is a Novatech 96658, and this will do resolutions up to 1080 progressive frames at 30 frames per second or 720 progressive frames at 30 frames per second. The viewing angle coming out of this glass lens is 140 degrees. Now, I mentioned glass lens, and that's important because a lot of these car DVRs do not have glass lenses, and this one actually does, which is nice. So that, combined with the Sony sensors and with the high-end processor, the Novatech, we should be getting some really excellent quality video out of here. And this glass lens has 6 layers of glass on there. And another thing unique about this is that it doesn't have any confusing things like ADAS and GPS and Wi-Fi, which I don't think is necessary. That's why I picked this unit. It has loop recording, parking mode, motion detection, and G sensor and emergency lock also. It's small, 2.76 by 1.97 by 0.79, and it has a 2.45 screen diagonally. If I turn this on, the screen is going to come on. You can see the size of it. That's the size of the screen right there. It's going to warn me about the batteries because I have to charge the batteries, but you can get an idea. That's a diagonal screen of 2.45. The unit is very light. It only weighs 2 ounces, which is nice. This comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee from the manufacturer and the seller, and a lifetime free replacement. Now, that's pretty unique. I've never seen that before. So you actually don't have to worry about this thing failing or having problems. They'll cover you on that. It uses a TF card. It has to be a class 10, from 2 gigabytes on the low end to 64 gigabytes, which is pretty amazing. And it's supposed to be simple to operate with only 4 settings on there, which is nice. The side panel on here, if you look closely, it's got a HDMI cable, which we're going to test to see the resolution of that. And it has a port, a USB port on there with a mini USB on the cable here, and also on the longer cable for the car. So now I'm charging it with the included USB cable, and it has a blue light and a red light. So when it's fully charged, that red light will go out. So you can see that it fully charged now. and all you see is a little blue LED, but the red LED is turned off. So I stopped the recording by hitting this OK button right here. And now on the left hand side, you can hit this button and that goes to your menu. And you can see his resolution, loop recording, WDR, and G sensor. So let's move down the list here, hitting the right button, and hit resolution, hit the OK button, and you have a choice 1080 HD. We can move down to 720p or 848 by 430, or even as low as 640 by 480. The lower the setting, the lower the resolution, the longer the video is going to last. So let's just keep it on HD, the full highest one. Now loop recording, we can hit the OK button there. You have loop recording off, or 1 minute, or 5 minutes, or 3 minutes. I'm going to turn loop recording off. Right there, by hitting that. And let's move down the list here. WDR, and WDR off. Let's put that on. And G sensor, you can have that set to off or low, medium, or high. Let's keep it at medium. And that's pretty much all your settings right there. And then you have a date stamp. We can turn that on and off. Let's keep that date stamp on. And let's go back to menu. And see if we can find where to set the time on this. There's an exposure control. Let's see what that does. You have plus or minus different exposure levels, or you can set that to 0. Motion detection, you can turn that off and on. I'm going to leave that on off. And then there's this park guard, and you can leave that off or on. And record audio, you have a choice of recording audio, and we want to keep that audio on. And we move down the list. And there's a date stamp. To set the time, you want to double click that left button twice, and that's how you get to the date and time. Then you move down, hit the enter button, and then you can go across the menu and you can select different things, the month, the day, and how it's displayed also on there. So you hit it twice. And then you have auto power off, and you have it off or 3 minutes, or 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. So we're going to turn auto power, we're going to leave that off. That's the duration of time it waits before it powers down. And then you have key tone. You can turn that on and off. We want to keep that on. And then we have language, and you can hit that, and you've got English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and you can move down the list. It's just got just about everything you'd ever want to have in terms of languages. That's nice. Audio video out. You have a choice of the NTS, which is United States, or PAL. We're going to keep it on the United States. And let's see what else we got here. We have screensaver, and we're going to turn that off or on, or give it an amount of time. We're going to put that to off. And you have the next thing down is frequency, and I want to put it to 60 hertz because that's what in the United States, that's what the frequency is. That's the noise level and all the outlets and everything. And then you have a choice of formatting your card. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to format the card, and it warns you and says make sure you want to do it, and there it formatted it. So again, you double click on that to get to that other menu. It has date and time and all these other functions I just showed. Let's see what else we got here. And you can always go back to default settings, and it also displays the version that's on here, which is really nice. So you can see it's very simple to operate. And as soon as this power comes comes on, which is you're starting your ignition. Let's just test that. It should start recording. So there it says goodbye. Now we turn on our ignition, start the car, and let's see what it does. It comes on and it starts recording. Now let's see if there's a way to play back the recording. If you want to manually shut the device off, or I stop the recording, you can press and hold the power button for 2 seconds or greater, and it shuts down even though the car is still running. When you're in this picture mode, taking pictures, if you hit the menu button again, then you have all the different functions on here. Capture mode, you have a timer, single, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, or 10 seconds. You have resolution, so you have up to 5 megapixels. I'm sorry, up to 12 megapixels down to 5 megapixels. You have sequence turned off, or 3 sequences, 5 sequence, or 10 sequences. Compression, and you have normal, economy, and fine. And fine is going to take up more memory, obviously, so you want to leave it just maybe on normal. And sharpness, you've got normal, strong, and soft. You have a white balance control, auto, daylight, cloudy, or tungsten. You can change it depending on the weather conditions that you're shooting video, which is nice. Even fluorescent is on there. And you have a color control. You have black and white and sepia also, so you have a choice of that. Let's keep it on color. Then you have ISO, and it's on auto, or you can go to 100, ISO 200, or 400. And that's 400 would be for really fast moving scenes. You can go to a faster shutter speed essentially. You have another one called exposure, and that again is the different f-stops. It could allow you to change it based on a percentage. You have anti-shaking, and let's put that on so that the image is a little bit clearer when we take pictures or video record. And you have a data stamp, date and time. I'm going to leave that on. And that's all those settings right there. I wanted to go over that one function, that WDR function. And that is wide dynamic range. So that'll help you if you've got more changes in the light, like at nighttime, you go in a bright street light and then it goes to a dark road. So I'm going to leave that on. That also allows it to work better for night vision. So it's a wider dynamic range for the sensor. So we're going to keep that on. I want to point something else about it. I want to turn it off right now and turn on the power supply like I'm in the car. And it comes on automatically and starts recording. After you turn the car off, it shuts down automatically so that you don't continue recording. So to take pictures in the standby mode, see it's not recording, you want to hold this button down, which is the menu button, menu mode button, for 2 seconds. And it goes into the picture taking mode. And then you just hit the OK button, and you hear it makes the sound that's taking a picture. Now when you're in this picture mode and you want to play back the files, you hold this for 2 seconds, and now it's in the playback mode. So I can cycle through the pictures and the videos that I just took. Then you also have a choice of deleting the ones that you don't want also. So when you're in the playing mode, where you can play your videos or you can look at your pictures, if you click this mode button again, you have a choice of deleting that particular picture or protecting it or doing a slideshow. So that's the options you have right there on the menu. I'm going to show how to insert the TF card. So this is the lens side and this is the screen side, and there's your power switch and your control buttons right there. On the left hand side of the screen is the TF card slot, and you want to have the gold contacts facing up, and then you want to insert it right there, and you have to use your fingernail to get it to click into place like that. Okay, I'm by my PC right now, and I'm going to take the included cable and I'm going to plug it into the DVR. And it comes up and it says mass storage or PC camera. So you can use this as a PC camera also. So we're going to pick mass storage, hit the OK button. Then you hear my computer responding, Windows, and on the screen it shows a way to view the files. And then you open the files and it says card V, and they divide it up into movie and to photo. So you go to photo and you can see your images right there. I just took a picture outside, very nice. And then if you go to movie, after you take the footage, you hook it to your computer like I showed, and then you can just drag the movie to your desktop temporarily, and then you can place it where you want to later on. But that essentially downloads the movie, as I'll show you right here. So that downloaded that movie right there. So I have the card DVR, the digital recorder, on the windshield using the included suction mount. It's on there really solid, and I have the angle here adjusted so you can see the hood of the car right there. And also notice that it has a nice swinging function on there. On the bottom it's plugged in using the included USB port, and I've got the cable running right to the unit plugged in right there. So now we're going to get some sunset daylight footage and then some evening footage. So now I'm driving down a local street, and the audio is on, so you can hear me speaking hopefully. And I can see it's blinking. It's got the red blinking LED, or the red blinking display showing that's recording. And there's a USB power blinking, and then the unit will, to save power, will shut down the display, but it should still be recording. The blue little LED is still blinking, letting me know it's recording. If you hit the OK button, you should be able to see the screen come back on. Let's just try that right now. So I hit the OK button, and there it goes. It's still recording. Very nice. So here we are testing it at night. Total nighttime with just street lights. Let's see how it does. This is just a residential area. I'm going to go to a more main street. Footage looks really good considering it's just picking up car lights, because there's really no street lights on this road. through this gas station here. See how it does with the varying light. So it went from bright to dark. So what's my overall opinion about the Pro LANV dash camera? I really like this. I like the form factor, and you can see the video quality was really nice at night and also during the day. It's easy to set this thing up. It's not too complicated, and it seems to do a really fantastic job. So I'm going to give this product a full 5-star rating on my channel. I hope this video review helped you with your buying decisions. Thanks for watching.